Okay.
And get them to buy it. That's all you do.
Okay. New thing we're doing on the show. Live speakers. So yeah, we'll get to that. Well, before we start, just want to say this is the second week of doing this, whatever we're doing here.
Thank you all for coming.
Yes, because we really don't know what's going to happen, who's going to show up or what. But little news, we won't be doing the show next week. So no show next week, but we're going to be resuming December 4. And our guest for that one will be Jobette De Vera from Hawaii Now. She's going to be joining us, Hawaii News Now. She does that Hawaii Now show. They cover all kinds of different restaurants and whatnot. We'll have, hopefully in December, Chris Kajioka from Senya, hopefully, December. We'll also have DJ Jimmy Taco will be here.
Yeah.
And that'll take us to the Christmas show, which Jaylene will not be here. So I'm going to have to find a lucky someone, a lucky girl, to sing with me. And it's a thing I do. It's the 3rd annual Christmas special. I have to sing with someone. Jaylene won't be here. So there's that to look forward to.
No, not FaceTime.
Wi-Fi's not going to work.
All right.
So we do that. We have the year-end review award show. I don't know if I told you about this one. That's going to be with KHON's Rob DeMello. He's going to be joining us for that one. So yeah, enjoy. This is pretty much going to be just a little party every Tuesday night. And you're 5 minutes started. So, you remember Grace? She's, yes, former co-worker. Yeah, small talk, sorry. So, yeah, let's get this going. So, thank you all for coming, and we will start it. As I turn this on, this is exactly how I used to do it with Kevin. We just look at the screen, really, like with big eyes. He's Hawaiian, he has bug eyes. I can't make that. So, looking at the screen, and then I'm gonna pull something up here. Well, hopefully this works.
I love you, man.
Thanks, I love you too.
And live from the Hi Brau Room, it's sleep time's over with DJ Zach Morris and Jaylene.
It worked. All right. And now we're officially on. We are back. You're here. Jaylene, you're here. I'm here.
We're all here.
Go figure out. Second time we're here doing this live show. We've done the show here before. We did the Halloween episode.
Yes. But
Right.
This is the second time with the live show.
Exactly. And speaking of Halloween, which is only appropriate as we get to Thanksgiving, the lights have been flickering. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Yes. You know what that is?
No, do tell me.
It's the ghost, bruh. This place is haunted, much like all of July. So keep in mind for that, everyone. Lights flickering.
Additional guest.
Someone might come. You never know. It's only appropriate during Thanksgiving. We have ghosts. So, Jaylene, how you been? What's been going on?
I've been okay. Just tired from work. That's where I just came from.
Yes, you literally just came from work.
Literally just came from work.
Yes, well, welcome. Thank you for being
This
here.
weekend.
What happened this weekend? Okay, DJ did Nobu Honolulu. As you know, yet shout out to
Rich
Jay
people.
Nance. Rich people fill the win, huh?
Woo!
Once again, you get the cash, throw it on the ground at 200 minimum. Throw it on the ground. That's all you can be spending automatically. But it was not that bad because it was restaurant week. So you know what that means? All the amateurs come out, the cheap bastards, they come out, and then they want to experience, go on a date night, because they don't ever go out, right? So then they feel like they need to go. They have this prefix menu.
Oh, did they?
It's 4 things for like, I don't know, 50, something like that, $50, $69. There you go, I got my first 69 reference in. And then you go in there, packed, everybody's there, all the women are there. So,
Yeah, with the women.
all the gentlemen out there that, looking for like, some kind of female caller, they're all there. All the women are there. Okay, so they're waiting and they're just sitting there and just, playing, Candy Crush, Pokemon, whatever they're doing, boomeranging, they're there. So we're going to Nobu, but after Nobu, I DJ from 7 to 10, I go to a place called Harry's Hardware.
Okay.
That is, it's owned by a man that we mentioned last week, Mr. Dave Newman.
I know Dave.
Correct. And we all should. He is the owner of Pipe and Jigger.
Yes.
He's the owner of Harry's Hardware. So usually when I'm done, it's 10 p.m. And I'm old, right? So I want to go home, and I just feel like not living my best life. I just want to get out of there. So see, and not living my best life. I want to get out of here, but I'm convinced by other people. Go join us at Pine G. Just come. Why just come? This moment, come. So I go down there, right? Much to the dismay of the person picking me up, who doesn't look too happy about doing so, but then she does. She picks me up. My wife Laurie's over here. Yep, exactly. So we're going over there, and then she drops me off, and I take the. No, I think I Ubered there. I did. You dropped by. See? So I went to Pine G. It was 10 at night, 11 at night. So we go to Pine G. It's massively packed. Everybody's there. All the Hollies are there. Asians are there. It's a mix. It's like a big cluster. Not very usual for a Friday night.
Okay.
So you got all those guys there. Then I'm sitting down at the chalkboard area. There's this place behind the bar that you can hide. It's like a chalkboard area. You've been to Pine G, right?
Of course.
Okay. You go behind there, and then you kind of just hang out. I previously, before I got there, I ordered a burger. So then I ordered the burger. I text them. I'm coming. I text them we can sit in the seat.
Okay.
And lo and behold, they say the booth that's called Table 52 is what they say. Yes, it's the booth that I've sat since day one over there at Pine G.
Spoiled!
So, living my best life is what's called. So, it's strange because I'm now, it's all massively packed, and then they open up this section, right? And then the GM, shout out Courtney, she goes, come inside, just sit here. Just sit here. So I'm that guy. I walk in, I'm sitting there in the booth by myself, all these guys, all the Hollies staring at me, right? This biker gang. Yeah, exactly. They're still all wearing leather jackets, they're all looking at me. I don't know what's going on. So then I'm just sitting there, so I had to call people over. So I call up, Jane Ads over there. I just, find whatever, whatever bitch I can find just to come over there. And then, like that. So we have the women there, all the women are there, Jane Ads is there. And then we get coerced by other people to go into this place called Harry's Harbor.
Okay.
Have you been to Harry's Harbor?
I have not.
Okay. It's similar to this establishment. It's a speakeasy.
Okay.
It has all of the things, that speakeasies have. They have the password, they have the secret door, Hollies, hipsters, beards, plaid shirts, all that, it's in right now. So you go in there, and then that's massively packed as well. And then you're on like drink like 6, and then you're like, this is where you have a moment of like clarity. You're standing there and you're shaking hands with everybody, and then you're like, am I gonna die tonight? Am I gonna make it through the rest of the night? It's like, you ever had that moment where you're not really drinking.
I've had it once.
You're a dancer, but yes. So you're there, and you just kind of take a moment, and you just stand there, and it's like you're drunk, but it goes away for a second, and it just tells you, I think it's time to go. You must go now. It's not going to end well.
Did you go?
So,
Did you
yes.
go into this? Okay.
Yes. I basically we said, we got it. You can either do it that way, or you can like vanish. You can just like not tell anyone and just leave. And then that'll be like the one couple ways to go. So I got a ride home. Shout out once again, Jane Ads. For the win. MVP for that night. So that was Saturday, that was Friday. I did not die. But I wanted to.
Good thing.
Exactly. I had to work in the morning. I work in the morning at 7 a.m. and I still made 7 a.m., which shows responsibility is a thing. That might be a recurring theme for today. Responsibility. Showing up on time. Before that, though,
You're a real MVP.
thank you. Hey, thank you. Applause for that one. One quick one I gotta go for on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
This is a thing just came into my head right now.
Okay.
Wednesday night, we went to go to a place called Merriman's.
The one right
Merriman's.
there by Nose.
Next to it's in the condo with the pool that's hanging off, right? All the guys are staring at all the women, right? So we go to Merriman's. Now this is a phenomenal, strange thing that goes on at this place.
Okay.
It's always packed.
Always.
It's massively packed all the time.
Okay.
We go at 5 p.m., we go 4 p.m. It's always packed.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
It sucks. It's a wretched place too. It's not a good place. There's nothing good to eat there. There's nothing there. But people, it's like the Pied Piper. They're bringing them all in. They're just bringing them all in. Everybody's going. Moku Kitchen, same thing. It's all a bunch of garbage. But they're going. People are going to this place. So, shout out to Boomerang Girl. She does work there. The only reason we would go there is for her. And then Dusty. Shout out Dusty. But Kool-Aid. But that's it. There's no other reason to go there. Okay? So, I'm
Why did
saving
you
you
go
money
there? Why did you go
to
there?
visit the said people that were
Okay,
there.
alright.
So, which they were there, they were at the bar, bar's packed, everybody's there. And strange thing, a lot of single women go there. Here's another thing, I might be just like selling to men on this show. A lot of women, I think, coming from that condo are coming down to sit by themselves there. So you notice a lot of one-seater people just by themselves eating. So, shout out dating. So if you want to do that, that's fine. But that's it. Once again, Merriman is trash. So we got to get out of there. We're going to go eat. We're going to go to dinner, right? So I got a text, I got a school. Who would be a reliable person on a Wednesday night? None other than Mr. Shout out Kauai's own Matty Kua. Because I messaged him. He is the bartender from Pig and the Lady.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Pig and the Lady. Have you been there?
Yes.
Okay. You like it there?
I do.
Hey, okay, good answer. Because there we went to, at around 5:30 when they opened, they're a massively packed place as well. So I text Matt, I'm like, can hold 2 seats? He didn't respond back. So like, well, let's just take a gamble, let's just go down there. So get down there, 5:30-ish, we get down there. I go and talk to the person at the front that's known as the hostess.
Okay.
And this is the issue I want to discuss with young people today. So, I go to this hostess, and I didn't know Maddie already held 2 seats. Now keep that in mind, there's 2 seats at the bar that are reserved. But I did not know this, because he did not reply back to me, okay? So, I go and see the hostess, and I ask her, am I able to sit at the bar? And she replies, yes.
Nothing more.
That's it.
That's okay.
So I'm like, okay, well, if you don't mind, could I possibly go there? Do you want to sit at the bar? If it's okay with you, am I getting pranked here? What's going on? So she's staring at me like I'm talking complete like gibberish to her, and she's just staring at me, and then she looks at the 2 seats that are reserved. And oh, there's 2 seats reserved. Oh, okay. What do you think we should do then? Well, let's go check it out.
She said,
that's very nice. Okay, well, we're in Michigan. So we were going over there, and then of course there's other people that I know there. So they're shaking my hand as this girl, I don't know where she's from, is taking me down there. So I'm like, I just was trying to figure out what was going on here. Finally, we go to the seats that are reserved. Those were the seats that Maddie reserved.
For you.
Yes, but you just didn't get a chance to reply back. And then he tells her this. And then the final one, to finally say F you to me, she goes, do you want to sit here? Do you still want to eat? Maybe, I'm hungry, but is that okay with you? Who says to someone, do you still want to eat in a restaurant? While we're about to sit down. Okay, so
that was reserved for you.
I don't know if it was a prank of some sort, I don't know, being a lady, maybe some crazy stuff with it, I don't know. But that was just very bizarre. She was massively young, so I don't know. She was younger than a millennial, I think. I don't know, where did they find these guys? It was not in your demo, I hope. But you would take her down. But I'm just saying, it was awful. And so then we sit there, and then it got even weirder, because then a bunch of, and I was there with my wife, and there was several, looked like Ukrainian, Slovakian women, Czech Republic women.
Maybe Russian.
And they're like totally like a James Bond, like a Bourne Supremacy movie. Like they're there, they got, they probably got a shank in their, their back pocket pants. Yeah, they're all these Russian type of women. They're hanging out. And then there's this old guy, of course, is there, right?
Close by.
Always old guy. He's there. He's talking to one of them. And then there was another guy talking to another, like a Brazilian mix, like, I don't know, like Brazilian, Argentinian. Just think of something with a lot of syllables. They're there, the woman's there. And then another woman decides to join and then talk to the other 2 women to kind of conspire on what's going on with this guy. Like they're trying to get trying to see if they can maximize the monetary here with this guy. So a lot of whispering going on. Then you got this other guy with this other exotic woman, a lot of exotic women. So
Are Pig and the Lady?
they're all there.
All right, okay.
So I tell Maddie, I'm like, hookers, yeah? You got it. So that's what we don't know, but a lot of negotiations were going on. Wednesday night at the Pig and the Lady, early at 6 p.m. So go figure. That's pretty much all I got.
That's a lot.
Well, that just popped in my head now, sorry. What happened to you, Julie? What did you do?
I had Friends Misgiving with my friends.
The what?
Friends Misgiving. You might be familiar with the term Friendsgiving, but we added the Silvestre in there for Christmas as well, because we don't know when we're gonna see each other before the end of the New Year, so it's Friendsgiving.
Oh, sad, but creative. Okay, so what do you guys do what do you guys partake in here?
So a good friend Rachel, she cooked for us.
Yes.
And because one of our ladies in the group is trying to not eat meat, it was more of a pescatarian kind of meal, which was very good. I didn't really notice until
All right.
he had said it, but
Okay.
yeah, so we just did our thing, had girls' night.
Okay.
It was semi-girls' night because someone's boyfriend was there.
Oh,
So that was
see?
not really.
Always
Yeah, who to that really, right? I mean,
I don't trust you with them girls.
who's that guy? Is that one? Yeah, it was gonna be that guy.
But it was at my friend's apartment. We didn't even go out anywhere. Like it was literally just at her apartment, and we
okay.
were just chilling and eating.
He was
But
that insecure guy. That's
Don't be that guy.
What are you guys
Don't
doing?
be that guy.
I don't
Yeah,
think
why
he was
feed him,
necessarily
right? Don't give him
insecure,
the
but
fish.
I think he just maybe didn't have anything else to do.
Boo!
Who to that, everyone?
He's not as
Horrible.
popular as you. Not as much friends, but yeah. So it was girls' night plus
All right.
a boyfriend. And
Wonderful.
so I've noticed that like Friendsgiving is a thing. Have you ever been to a Friendsgiving?
No, I have not. I never will.
Why
No, that's not
not?
gonna happen. Here's the thing with Thanksgiving. Okay.
Here we go.
Now, I work. Okay, I have a job. Okay, much like you yourself, much like a lot of the people who live up the upstanding citizens of July, and I want a day off. You know, and all of these events, it's kind of you have to do something during these days. You have to go make this big elaborate dinner or lunch or what have you. When I just want a day off. You know, I just want to be.
Takeouts for.
Yeah, exactly, but they're closed on their Thanksgiving, so what do we do? Oh, Panda's is always open. Shout out Panda Express. But besides that, it's just you just want a day off. You just don't want to deal with it. And then plus Thanksgiving, I'm not a fan of turkey. I never got into it. Turduckets for Christmas. Turkey and mashed potatoes, you know, and then you get stuffing. Nobody eats stuffing except for Thanksgiving anyway. Nobody's eating stuffing in like February, right? And then you have, you know,
That's a good point. Like all these.
how do they make money
foods
this
come out
entire
of,
year?
Like yeah, out of nowhere
So,
for Thanksgiving that you don't
it's
eat
whatever.
the rest of the year.
Right, and then you put cranberry sauce on the turkey.
I do not.
Exactly, no one should be doing this. It's just awful. It's just not an interesting meal, and I just feel I would just like to rest. You know, I'm getting old. I just like to rest and just be that person, live my best life, watch football, and not have to deal with anything with a dry meat lunch for dinner. All right, maybe a turkey sandwich maybe once a year or something.
Once a year.
But you know, you have to make the turkey. You have to get this all planned out. It's a lot of prep work. You know, I'm sure that goes on with your family, right? Did you have a big family? You got like 3 turkeys going on right now. How big is the meal for Thanksgiving for you?
Pretty big actually. We have at least a turkey that's probably like half the size of me. So
Wow.
yeah. So there's that, and you have the ham.
That's a pretty big turkey. Oh, I forgot about the ham.
You have the ham, the mac and
exactly.
cheese, the
All right, there we go.
all of that good stuff.
There we go. Good.
Definitely a good meal, and I always go back for at least 2 or 3 rounds. You know, you gotta get that after. Is this all news to you? Do you not take naps and then like wake up and eat again like at least 2 or 3 more times?
You see, Julie? No.
No.
I don't. Okay, once it's done, it's done. You have it at lunch, then you're done with it. Then you just move on. You just move on with the rest of the year. That's it. Done with it. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, done. That's all. That's it.
What's Thanksgiving lunch?
The Asians do. Okay. Sorry. This is what we do. It's a different tradition. So that's what's going to be happening on Thanksgiving. But you had, when was this Friends Miss thing? What were you doing?
Friendsgiving was on Saturday.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, very good. What happened on Sunday for you?
I was hungover. That's what happened.
Well, all right. Young drinking for a minute. What do you drink? What is, are you drinking wine or what do you do?
I drank wine that night. I had
Okay.
a whole bottle and a half.
Okay, so what else we got? In the
Takashi.
music world.
Takashi.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So, Takashi's in jail.
Yes.
Good.
What
Keep him there.
For RICO charges? Yes.
Yeah, racketeering. Yeah.
What is all that about?
Well, that's amongst other things too. He was like, I think there's some assault charges or was there some kind of thing going
I don't know
on
how
with
true it is, but I read that he has enough like charges and stuff for like 2 lifetimes and plus like 46 years. Is that?
It's not
Wow. Well, how long was Takashi's run? Like a year?
But the thing
Okay, well, that's it.
Yeah, he was denied bail too. I guess he like offered like he'd give him his whole thing. He was like, 1 million something and some other stuff that they denied him.
They said forget it.
Yeah.
Well, that's one down.
Does he deserve this? Do you think he deserves this?
I mean, without knowing all of the specifics of this whole thing, I'm gonna have to quote a person who said this maybe about a year ago, a gentleman by the name of Fat Joe,
Okay.
who said, I believe to Tekashi 69, you better watch out because this is gonna bite you in the ass. Here we are.
Wow.
I believe Joe Budden.
Joe Budden predicts a lot of things, so yes, but it's all meant to he set himself up for this. He didn't portray himself at all in any type of manner that would be, let's not keep him out of jail. I mean, right, so he had a reputation from the get-go that was just trash.
Is this
right?
the effect of social media, do you think? Because I feel like there's a lot of flexing and acting hard on his part. And I
Right.
think there's like even video of him committing some of these.
I believe so. There was
Yeah.
something involving like a shooting of some sort.
Yes.
Well, that's what they're doing because they're filming everything, and it's gonna come and bite you in the ass in the long term. It's like when all the girls take selfies naked. It's when the guys do dumb stuff. Everybody's doing stuff online. It's gonna come and bite you sooner or later, and that's it. So I don't feel sorry for this guy. He can just send him out, and we can go after a little yachty next, and then we can go after all the littles and take them all out.
Except for Lil Wayne.
Word.
Except Lil Wayne, yeah. It was the original Lil, I think, right? No, there
Is
hasn't
he
been
the
a...
only one that?
No, I don't wanna
he's
say
the only
that.
one that really matters, though, right? Is there any other?
The only Little that matters?
I'm trying to think. Okay, no.
Well, you know, he's a triple threat.
Is he a little Bow Wow? No,
He's just Bow Wow.
He's an actor, he's older, yeah, he took away Bow Wow, right.
Yeah, Lil Jon.
Okay,
Oh,
yes, there we
see?
go. That's
Little John or Little Wayne, who would you, both of them standing there, you had to off
Who
one
would
of
you
them.
kill first, Lil Jon?
You had to shoot one of them. It's a desperate time, where the purge has begun. Little Wayne,
that's a tough decision because I mean Lil Jon for like the club hits, but then
Oh, okay.
you know what I
Lil
mean?
Wayne got club songs in there.
He does too, but
Alright, I don't wanna put you on the spot again.
who would you take out?
He's connected to Trump, so. Although.
I'm gonna have to go just based off of entertainment value, I'm gonna keep alive Little John.
For entertainment
Hey,
value.
Lil Jon,
Thank you, everyone.
Hashtag long live.
Applause for that one. I'll think let that sink in.
Yeah.
Who would we keep alive?
Alright, so Time also, they released their list for albums of the year. And
Time Magazine?
Yeah, Time Magazine.
It's a
Before
still
the year
thing.
is over.
Alright.
He wasn't even on the list actually. Number one took,
Who's one?
just guess. Do you have any guesses for
Lil Wayne.
Time?
Okay. Time album of the year
Yes.
this year.
There's a lot of music that came out.
There's a lot of stuff. Oh, is it a female?
It is a female.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
This gotta
You
be Cardi B.
mentioned her, yeah.
It's gotta be right. Cardi B won the album of the year.
According to Time. According to
Coming live to Aloha Stadium, everyone, get ready.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg, Summer, Trash, 2018. They're not selling out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Whoever set that
Maybe
up,
this is a
bunch of
ploy
OC.
to do
Okay.
that. Maybe this is they're
Well,
in conjunction with
this
Time
is gonna-
to build her up.
So whoever the promoter is, a bunch of surfers from OC, they talked to Time Magazine. They said make Cardi. They could promote, bump that one up, build it up, get 36,000 people in there.
Do you really think she deserves no shade at her? It's not, I'm
Right.
probably not her.
I haven't heard
Personhood,
one Cardi B song, except the one that all the women sing. But that's about it. I know nothing about the Cardi B.
Alright.
Yeah.
Bloody shoes. Make that
You can sing that all night. A girl's gonna sing that tonight at 2 a.m. somewhere. So that's the only song I know. So what is you're gonna be the one that you listen to this one. What's your take on this?
I wasn't really impressed by
Okay.
it. I don't even think it's in the top rap album of the year.
Who's reviewing stuff at Time Magazine?
That is a great question.
Who's that guy? You know, or girl? Maybe it could be a girl.
Did you
I don't
just
know.
assume?
Did I just assume that was a guy?
Yes.
Well, it's a Time Magazine means old, right? Who's reading a magazine in 2018 anyway? So then there's got to be a bunch of old guys hanging out with a paper press and a printer and they're proofreading and all that kind of stuff and putting in a silk screen. Who knows what they're doing? You think they're gonna listen to Cardi B and they're gonna have an idea what this is going on? I'm just saying. Okay.
And then Snoop Dogg, he got his
Yes, there you
Hollywood
go.
Walk of
That's
Fame
right.
star.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Kind of took too long.
Yeah.
Took too long. Yeah.
I think the Snoop Lion phase kind of derailed him for a little bit.
That Snoop Lion derailed him for a little bit. And he sea walked on the
I saw that,
on
yeah.
the Star, which that that might have freaked out somehow somewhere. They didn't know what to do, you know,
Oh
run.
my God, what is that?
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. But good shout out to Snoop Dogg finally. We'll be in town with Cardi B.
It's all
It's an infomercial for that concert. Oh Lord, okay. What about the pros? What's going on in the NBA?
Well, coming out today is J.R. Smith and the Cavs. I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but it's looking like he's not going to be a part of their future. Do you know anything about that?
He thought they won.
Well, he kind of just wrote his own shit because he's always been a head case.
Do you think in the finals last season that kind of sealed it for him?
That definitely sealed it. That was it. There's nothing more, nothing less to it. It was just him being a goof again, and he can go back to partying in New York and buying Supreme and doing all that stuff all he wants. He's not going to get picked up by another team because the reason that it worked in Cleveland and it worked in Denver is he didn't have partying going on. When he went to New York, it became a train wreck because there's partying in New York and he parties. He just doesn't think right. So you send him back to Cleveland. He focused. He did all right. But I think plus he's older.
Yeah.
It's time to retire. Go to China with Melo. That's it. Good night.
Nice.
Take Dwight Howard, Melo, J.R. Smith. Who else can we throw in there? Isaiah Thomas. Send them all to China. They'll be the dream team of the China. Yao Ming will sign him up on the Shanghai Sharks. It'll be great. As you know, there's Black Friday that goes on, and during Black Friday, there's a thing where people stand in line. They go and they stand in line and they try to get the doorbuster deals. They try to get all these things, and if it's a mad rush, people fighting, whatever. So we're gonna have on location a good, long-time, close personal friend of the show, the realtor to the stars. Grand Kapono Kanoho will be calling in any moment now. We're going to do this live through technology. He's live at the Best Buy line as we speak.
Now
He's there.
on a Tuesday.
He just got there. He started doing this tonight.
What?
And we're going to find out what brother's doing right now. He's been doing this for the last 7 years.
Why? Are there deals?
We're going to find out soon.
Best Buy? What
$19 TV.
There is.
Really?
Grant, say something.
I'm here.
There he is, everyone. Hey. Let's give it a hand for Grant Kapono. He is here. The realtor to the stars is live. Grant, what's going on over there, man? What's going on right now, currently?
As of right now, the overnight stocking crew has arrived at the store.
Yes.
There's a bunch of noise.
Yes. Very excited.
For real.
I'm actually going into my car right now. It's too loud.
It's too loud over there?
Too loud. Yeah.
Oh.
They're stocking stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay, right. All the warehouse is going on. Well, as you're going over there, like people were already asking questions before I announced that we're gonna do this live call. When did you start this? When did this all begin for you?
Oh, you want the origins?
The origins, yes.
The origins.
I like it. Good word.
I think we started about like 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
But we didn't do it like early. We just went on the morning of, just did the whole fighting the crowd thing.
Right.
And then back then it was really all about, what we could get for ourselves, pretty much. And then now that we're all older and have kids and families, I think the priorities have changed a lot.
Right.
So now we just do it more for like hanging out. Honestly, I know it sounds kind of weird, but
So
who's with you?
Okay, so good question. So Grant, who's with you now? What's the strategy of how you do this? Because clearly it's not just you by yourself.
I hope not.
Explain the procedure here.
All right, so when we started doing longer reading, we started the first year. We started on a Saturday.
Okay.
And we basically sat in front of the store from Saturday till Friday, which is super ridiculous now that I think about it. And then a few years ago, we moved to Monday. So Monday to Thursday, that's pretty much what we wait for. And I set it up like a schedule. So I actually have an Excel spreadsheet. I gather everyone's schedules for that week. And then I basically make like a time card for everybody. So we basically know when people are are supposed to be here and when they're working and
See?
their family.
Very efficient, very efficient. And
Well, to be honest, you know how it got started? The timesheet
Yeah.
started because Lofa,
yes,
shout out Lofa.
shout out Lofa, yes.
Lofa was convinced that everyone had to put in their own weight or he wouldn't let them stand in line. So
There you go,
he
yes.
used to keep track of how long everyone was waiting.
If you guys are wondering, Lofa's a big gentleman. Yeah, so I totally understand that one. So when does Best Buy open up? It's not on Friday, right? Is it earlier?
No, they open on Thursday at 5.
Okay. And what's the doorbusters? What are we looking at for this year?
So they have a whole bunch of 40-inch TVs all the way to 60-inch TVs that range from like $129 to like $600.
Wow.
So
Okay.
there's always good TV deals,
Yeah.
and then I think they have a MacBook for like $700. A bunch of iPhone deals and movies and whatnot. But to be honest,
Yeah.
we actually don't buy much stuff for ourselves. It's pretty much friends and family that know that we're in line.
Right.
That's what they want.
So this is the thing.
Others.
Right. That's what I wanted to share with everyone is like you're not in the line to go buy like an Xbox. You're in there to buy for friends, family. You rarely buy something for yourself, right?
Correct. Yeah, correct.
Unbelievable.
Does he have a
I
tent?
had a couple of friends that texted me
Oh,
earlier
yes.
today, they want to pick up this, they want to pick up that. So, I don't know,
Right.
I do it primarily just for the hanging out, you know, like, just to have.
You love lines.
days,
Yes.
Or just hang out, yeah.
Well, the news is going to interview you. So they interview this guy every year. You're going to watch the news. They're going to go to this guy, and because of that, he created a fact sheet for everyone wondering. So he posted that up. It's a fact sheet of what the questions that you're probably going to ask him, like, do you have a job? Why are you doing this? So he put it all at basic time and shut up. So he has that out, which is brilliant. And then he's going to have the news people come out. They're going to talk to this guy, and he's going to have this great, heartwarming story every year because he loves just hanging out. This is something. Do you need anything?
Yeah.
No? Anything from Best Buy? Okay.
That MacBook sounded
All right.
good,
Anybody need anything from Best Buy? Grandstand?
TV.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well.
So what do you when the doors open up? What do you do? Do you like
Scream.
bum rush everything, and do you like just walk like a normal person? Like what do you
Well,
do?
That's actually the reason why we choose Best Buy, because the way that they do it is genius. So they come out a couple of hours before the store opens, and they have a file folder with basically vouchers in this file folder. You tell them what you're waiting in line for, and they'll give you a voucher.
Wow.
And there's only enough vouchers to match the amount of the product in the store.
Wow.
So no one
Genius.
can buy that product unless they have the voucher.
Unreal.
So it makes it like, there's no pandemonium, because once you have your voucher, you can literally go home and then come back the next day and buy it.
Wow.
Like there's no, not to say there's no urgency, but there's no pandemonium.
It's more like getting in line for it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's super well organized. Yeah, it's super well organized.
Unreal. And before we let you go, I'm gonna ask you this. What's the weirdest thing you've seen through the years, through the 10 years in the line? Anything that you can share?
So every year, one of my friends, this is gonna sound weird, but his hobby is modifying golf carts. So he'll literally buy golf carts from like golf courses and retrofit them. He'll add like big wheels and LED lights and change out the engine and everything. Anyway,
Wow.
so
Okay.
he carts these things down at least once a week while we're here. And
Wow.
so basically, from like 9 at night till 12, there's a bunch of us riding around on these golf carts. And if you're familiar with where the Best Buy in Arietta is, it's right along the water.
Oh.
Yeah.
And all the homeless people have all their encampments along the water.
Oh.
So basically, last year, someone got the cart, drove down the bike path into the homeless place, grabbed someone's longboard, it was a homeless person's longboard, tied it to the back of the golf cart, and then cleaned the cube basically from
Wow.
the bike path back to the store.
And he longboarded back.
He was He was intoxicated, so that's
Of course.
But
Wow.
that was probably
There needs to be a
one of
movie.
the funnest moments we had.
Well, hopefully we can recreate that this year with video.
Oh, crap, wrong board.
If you didn't already, but wow, man. Well, thank you for it's Tuesday, so you got some time. You got some time to kill. What's your shift like here tonight? When are you going to be there from when to when?
So I was here earlier in the day from 10 to 4.
Yep.
And then I left home. I left here to go cook dinner and take care of the kids with the wife. Put them to bed, and then I got back down here at about 8. And I'll be here overnight. I leave at 6 in the morning to go to work. Yeah.
That's dedication. I applaud you.
I know, we all do. Unreal, brother. All right, so be safe out there. Don't go too nuts with the longboard, and then we will follow you on Instagram and the Facebook. I'm sure you'll be posting something, and we'll see you on the news.
Yeah.
Right? They're gonna come up to you in the news. They do that every year. So.
What? Yeah, I was on Channel 2 News, I think, earlier today.
Oh wow, already.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Hawaii News Now coming up next.
Don't make that point.
All right. Okay, brother, we'll let you go, man. Grand Kapono Kanoho live. Thank you, brother. All right, let's go take a break here. Forgot to mention our guest coming up. We're gonna go in. Kwalified is back.
Back again.
Hip hop extraordinaire. Fellow Rockets fan, yes, we'll talk about that. Fellow wrestling fan. We also have the brand manager from Kohana Room, who is on the phone right now, very just intricately making moves with Kohana Room, Agricole. Hopefully, Kyle Reutner will be joining us.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. All right. Jaylene, we're back here, and our first guest is a very talented guy. He's a hip hop artist. He hosts the urban news show Factory 808.
Yes.
He also has a wrestling podcast, the Champ podcast. He's a triple threat kind of a guy. So this guy, we're gonna bring him back. He was just on recently,
Yes.
and let's just go give it up, everyone, for Kwalified.
Woo!
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey. We have music now. We have some.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Yeah.
What album was this from?
This song is called Family Business. It's from Move the Crowd. That's the name of the mixtape.
This came out this September.
Yeah, it came out in September. So it has my friend Tasha Pierce.
Yeah, shout out Tasha Immerse.
Yeah.
Shout out Human
Crying
Idols.
backwards.
Yes.
So
Who had the song Honolulu, in case everybody remember that one?
classic.
Right? You worked with Valley Peoples, you worked with all the guys.
A lot of guys, man.
Yes.
Kid Cudi.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Big names.
Yeah, man. So
That's a good get.
one time in Iceland, Kanye shouted him out on stage.
Wow.
That is correct.
That's cool.
Yes. Yes.
I think it was Iceland. Iceland or Ireland.
It sounds crazy.
It's one of those
enough for Kanye to
countries
be-
that starts
right.
with I.
He'd be there.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to, man? I know you opened up recently. You opened up for Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah. And
And then what else has been going on?
what is it? This past weekend actually was G&E, Grouch and Eli.
Oh, yeah.
So that was fun. Yeah, no, that show was actually really cool. I listened to a lot of Grouch and Eli.
Right, Living Legends, yes.
Yeah, Living Legends, period. Just like in high school. I mean, I still rock with them. That makes me sound like they're like old.
That does.
Right, but
Those schools
They were
high
just
school.
fine. They were cool.
And you said rock with them too. That
Yeah,
right.
right.
That might not work.
Old
Jaylene,
stuff.
do you know Living Legends? You know the Grouch and Eli? Remember these guys?
Okay.
Yes. This was big in like early 2000s.
Yeah.
This was kind of like when hip hop did that break off, where like you had the East Coast guys, you had the Cash
Yeah.
Money guys, you had the Bad Boy guys, and then you had other people that just said screw it. I was gonna listen to a bunch of like other guys
Just-
rapping.
yeah,
And
and
that was
then-
it.
And then yeah,
And it
it's
just
like
threw off everything. Yeah.
You had the mainstream guys who stayed really mainstream, and then at
Yes.
this time I went like really underground and
Yeah.
just was like, oh man, everything on the radio sucks. I'm gonna listen to British hip hop.
Right.
So,
Down tempo.
Yeah. You know, like just
DJ Shadow.
weird stuff that nobody else heard of.
Right. So what's the latest going on with your show? Like, talk to us about Factory 808.
Okay. Yeah. So Factory, we're throwing a show on December 8th. We're bringing down my man No Can Do.
Yes.
Actually a friend of mine and battle rap legend.
Yeah.
If you don't know who he is, check out No Can Do. Scribble Jam, 2-time winner. If you don't know what Scribble
That's
Jam
correct.
is, then I don't even know.
Eminem was born from
We
there.
can't even
Exactly.
be friends.
Yeah, so.
But
Lay it down, like on. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but Scribble Jam, big event of
Yes.
Jalen,
Yeah.
yeah, Scribble Jam, right?
yeah.
And December, where's this gonna be?
This is gonna be at Next Door.
Okay.
So we're bringing him down. We're doing that show. We're starting something up called Factory Sessions, where we're linking up with a lot of local artists, and we're kind of pulling them together, letting them do basically filming them do a set,
Yeah.
and then we'll do like a little interview with them. So introduce people to their music and help them learn a little bit about them as
Yes.
well. So putting those together. We just filmed I think we filmed like 3 or 4 of them. So the first one's gonna be dropping. I think in a couple days actually.
Wow.
22nd. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Okay. Just time for Black Friday.
Yeah, exactly,
Wonderful.
man. You know, if
Wait,
you're
wait,
While you're waiting in line.
right while you're waiting in line, just pull up YouTube on your phone
Exactly.
and check out Factory.
So let's go ahead. As you know, you have a wrestling podcast.
Yes.
Once
I
again,
got the Ric Flair shirt. This is the guy that we were
Exactly.
talking about.
We're gonna discuss
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Who wants to get chopped, right? Nah, but
I got something for that later. Well, with that said, okay, so you have the Champ podcast. I'm sure you covered this already.
Right.
Survivor Series happened
Yes.
on Sunday. So
yes, it did.
for all the negative 69 people in here that like watch wrestling, we're gonna cover this and we're gonna go. Wait, well, what do you think overall? Let's go with the heavy hitters like Brock Lesnar,
Okay.
Daniel Bryan. What you think of that?
Yes. Nah, man. All right. So Survivor Series, like overall, I thought it was a good show. Like nothing on it was boring. It was fun to watch, but there was just something about it that just kind of like, I don't know, man, left me with an empty feeling. Like you watch WrestleMania and it's the biggest show of the year, and like you sit down, you want to be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, WrestleMania,
Right.
and it didn't. I don't know what.
Well, that's been me for wrestling for several years now.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what the deal. Like it just was. There was something missing. I think.
Right.
It didn't feel like a big show. Like it felt like one of the weekly shows, kind of.
Oh,
Might I
gotcha.
ask what this survivor?
Here we go. See?
See?
We give it
Wow. It's the longest running pay-per-view.
Part 2 of the wrestling lesson. Yes.
Okay. But basically Survivor Series, like back in the day, what it used to be during Thanksgiving.
It was on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
No,
It used to be on
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So they would have basically teams. So it would be like 5 on
Doing this
5.
lesson again. This is great.
Sorry.
It'd be a bunch of 5 on 5 teams. So basically, it'd be like 5, usually like 5 good guys, 5 bad guys. They'd all be like beefing with each other for some reason, and elimination matches. And
Yes. Teams of 5 strive to stay alive.
yeah,
Yes.
and you survive, and then
Exactly.
at the end,
Right, and that was
you're
the second
sole survivor.
Right, this is a big. What he's saying, like this is a comparable WrestleMania. Is WrestleMania was the only pay-per-view.
Yeah,
There was only one pay-per-view a year, and made by the WWF. So they decided
and then Survivor Series was
to make the Survivor Series. And basically, the Survivor Series was basically Vince McMahon being a bitch and saying they were fighting, as we talked about, the NWA, right?
Yeah.
And the NWA had an event called Starrcade. That was their thing.
Yes, they're also bringing it this week.
That's very bad. But they should not be doing this. But so they had this thing called Starrcade, and they were like, okay, so how can we combat and battle that and take that out? Because what they were trying to do is they were trying to monopolize pay-per-view. Because you got to pay to watch these things, right?
Yeah.
It's like $40 back then, right? So that was basically you either show Survivor Series or you show Starrcade, cable people. If you don't, we won't show WrestleMania for you.
Oh.
And they're like, okay. So
we
Shannon
want
was like, we
WrestleMania.
want WrestleMania. So then that's why,
And then they had to put Starrcade on regular TV.
right? It just didn't get shown. They just didn't get the market, and that was the slow end of how Vince McMahon kind of took over. These lessons are. Can't we just like we're gonna do like maybe like a series, like a separate show? Like
Next time I end up on this show,
Teaching wrestling.
she's gonna be the one with the Ric Flair a T-shirt.
Exactly. See,
That's-
order one on Amazon. You got that. So yeah, so Survivor Series big event. You also had the Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yo. So that was
what's going on with that?
That was interesting. Ronda Rousey. So they did this big angle where like they beat the crap out of her with like a kendo stick and chairs.
Yeah.
And she was like bleeding and all kinds of shit.
Yes, real bleeding.
Yeah, actual bleeding.
Oh.
Real cuts on her
She
arm.
actually got busted up and like her mouth got busted open and all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
But I think they were the way that they were running the angle, they were trying to get people to cheer for her.
Yeah.
And instead they cheered for the person beating the crap out of her, and they were like, "Thank you,
Yikes.
Charlotte." So yeah, man, yeah, Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter.
You can't go off against a Flair, right?
Yeah,
You can't.
man.
You can't.
So, I felt kind of bad for it because I think that was supposed to be like, I mean, like as far as somebody who has passion for the business, like she could be doing something else, you know what I mean? But she's coming out here and she's busting her butt.
No, she's been looking great.
And she's been doing really well.
Yeah.
But there's this whole thing with Becky Lynch from SmackDown. She's kind of just like, they caught lightning in a bottle with her. She's kind of like just the hottest thing going right now.
Right. She's just she's an Irish, Scottish.
Yeah.
Right.
Some kind of European accent.
She's also an actress.
She is the man. Is what
Yeah,
she is.
her gimmick is she's the man.
She's the
Oh,
man.
gotcha.
She's a woman, but she's the man.
But she's the man.
She's not like
So, yeah.
Jenner. Okay, so
Jenner.
it's not like something of that nature.
Wow.
The man, it's a woman. I almost said it. Couldn't think of a person to compare.
So that's
But yeah, it was just like I feel like it was just like a bad time. Like Becky Lynch has been owning her on Twitter, like leading up to the pay-per-view and stuff like that, and it just kind of turned the fans against Ronda, and
That's a big situation because it's because so when you have a guy that's or a gal that this is basically we're trying to build up as a person to cheer, and then they have the crowd turn on. What do you do, right? And it's always a dilemma that you see all the time, and you just don't know how to play up to this crowd.
Yeah.
It's a very strange crowd.
Especially like when they're going to the pay-per-views, if it's one of the big 4 pay-per-views, it's getting, those crowds are getting more and more, they call them smarky. Basically the smart marks. Yeah, the smart fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a term created by a wrestler that we mentioned last time. We had this lesson, Brian Pillman.
There we go, man.
And smart marks.
And Ronda got her neck Pillmanized in the match.
Wow.
Right.
And I explained what is Pillmanized.
Right. So that's a spot that they do where they'll put like your neck or your ankle in the chair and then like jump down on the chair, make it look like you broke your ankle or neck.
Yeah.
In this case.
So you put the head in there.
Sounds
Clank.
dramatic.
Yeah.
It's television, yes. All television is dramatic. Yeah,
Super dramatic.
Exactly. Speaking of dramatic, I got to get into this as, you're wearing the Ric Flair shirt, and the last time you were on,
Yes.
we made a declaration to start a contingency known as the Houston Horsemen.
Yes.
Okay, so it is yourself, IA,
Right.
shout out to IA, and a man by the name of DJ Liger Woods.
Yeah.
Oh, you're here to me. So we created.
Is IA still gonna be down now that we don't have Melon?
So that's one of the few questions I got here regarding this. So we created the Houston Horsemen because we're basically the only 4 guys that like the Houston Rockets.
Yes.
Okay, on this island.
Right.
And we decided to make this. We inducted yourself. I was going to have IA actually come on in a few weeks to do things.
Yeah.
The reason why IA is a Houston fan is he's a big Mello fan. So he's a players kind of guy. So he followed. He follows the player. He's just like how like Cabot is a Dwayne Wade guy. You have IA. So IA we brought him in.
We welcomed him in
humbly, but we brought him in because he's just a player. So now Mello is not a Rocket. So he is gone and he's probably going to retire.
Strangely, I haven't talked to IA since.
He's been laying low.
Right.
He's been laying low. I'm not including him in the IG stories.
Right.
I don't know. So I don't know where Mello goes from here. What do you think happened? It lasted 13 games. What happened?
Okay. Well, I think that they're gonna blame Melo, but it never really was his fault. I think that there were bigger problems that I was worried about going into the season. The main thing that I was worried about was losing my man Trevor Ariza and replacing him with James Ennis, who's cool, but like, you know, he's not Trevor Ariza.
We kind of hyped him up a little too
Yeah,
much.
you know. And I was never excited about the MCW Michael Carter Williams.
We were all baffled
signing.
by that, yes.
I never understood.
He lived
why
up
that
to
happened.
what? Yeah, we
I
predicted
wouldn't-
he lived up to that.
I
It
wouldn't
was
sign
trash.
him in 2K.
Yes, I
You
agree.
know what I mean? Unless I could edit his ratings.
It's just amazing how lost he looks like. It's just like he was the rookie of the year,
Yeah,
and it just went all down.
and
the
I don't
road.
understand how that happened. Like
That was
you know,
a bad draft class though.
like at this
Remember,
point, it's like, what? How did you? How were you rookie of the year?
Well, it just looked awful. And then Brandon Knight is still, who knows if he's going to return.
Yeah.
And well, another thing that a lot of people don't know, and I don't know if you knew about this, Jillian, but our defensive coach retired
That too.
Oh, I did not know
weeks before training camp.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeff Bizdelek, he's the defensive coach, and he said he wanted to take care of family problems, so then that threw everything up. Former coach of Melo, by the way.
Yeah.
So could there have been something there where he was like, nah, Melo's here, I'm out? You know, so was that something? Of course, there's history with D'Antoni and whatnot.
Yeah, and that was another thing. I never knew how that didn't work the last time.
Right,
I
so-
didn't know how it was gonna work this time.
I just think it has to do with maybe he didn't want to come off the bench.
I think that probably
That got in his head, kind of like Iverson, how he didn't want to
Yeah.
come off the bench. And I think something like that, it maybe just psychologically messed him up. And
and our defense has been
kind of funny, we won 4 in a row.
yeah, no. And then we got off to a slow start with Chris Paul wasn't shooting well starting
Right.
off. James Harden wasn't really shooting well the first few games.
Eric Gordon wasn't
starting
shooting
off. Yeah, like so the 3 of our best shooters weren't doing that whole shooting thing
Right.
good, and we need that. We need good shooters.
Right,
To
exactly.
shoot.
I would, shooters to shoot is always going to be a thing. And as we all know, Trevor Ariza is going to be a Rocket in March. So
Yeah,
it's
so
fine. So he's coming back. Yes, we talked about this, he's going to come back.
it's happening.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
thing.
Phoenix is looking awful right now.
Yeah.
So-
Funny, my dad asked me about it. He's like, oh, I haven't heard anything about the boy. He's like, oh, what do you think? Never get him for a coach. I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
they don't know what to do with him. They're putting him in a point guard. They're just like, just do something.
Yeah, well, I think
They don't know what to do.
Phoenix is just like, look, we know we're not that good. Devin Booker is very good.
Just let him score.
And you know, we're just
Live
gonna
his best life.
we're gonna let him do his thing
Exactly.
and hope
I
he
have to
stays
thank them
around.
for Tyson Chandler, though.
Hey,
My team, that was
I feel it.
Well, that was a good pick
You gotta-
by the Lakers.
They didn't even have to do. I mean, they just
Well, is
But
there
there's no,
like some kind of tampering or like collusion or something going on? Like, cause isn't James Jones like doing stuff in the Phoenix front office and he just like got
He
gifted?
is the general manager.
Okay, yeah. So he
I
basically
believe it's
just
James
got
Jones. Because
gifted 3 rings.
he got hired because
Right?
they after they signed Ariza, they were like, okay, you're out. So they fired their GM after they signed Ariza for $15 million.
Yeah.
Which Trevor Ariza does not deserve
No.
$50 million at the age of 35. So they fired him,
For what?
and then for 1 year. So then they bring in, I believe it was James Jones,
Yeah,
who's three-pointer extraordinaire, LeBron's friend.
yeah.
So
LeBron's.
if you're LeBron's friend, you're gonna
buddy.
get a job, right? So you're gonna get a job.
LeBron's
And then-
bud. And he's
Plus
like,
Tyson
"Hey,
Chandler.
I got you, bro. Don't
Tyson
worry
Chandler
about
went
it."
to the Lakers. LeBron was like, hey, you owe me something. He's like, all right, Tyson Chandler then. So that's how
LeBron
it
hit
is.
him up and was like, hey, remember how you got the championship rings?
Well,
Exactly.
you call this this.
This is how it works, exactly, cahoots. So that's how it goes. And then NBA, it's still too
Is that
early.
legal?
Whatever.
What's going on?
I think so. But so as we go to break again, what do we got coming up? What's the No Can Do show is
Yeah.
December 8th.
December 8th. So
Okay.
that's the big thing that I'm doing
Yes.
right now. Is the No Can Do show.
Okay.
Got him coming down. And then, stay tuned. Surprise, by the end of the year, I might have like some new songs for you guys. Possibly some of them with No Can Do.
Available on iTunes.
Yes.
iTunes. Where can we find all of your things? Where can we find the Factory 808? Where can we find that?
Okay. Yeah. So Factory. You can follow us on Twitter or the Instagram, the gram, as
Yes,
they call
that's what the
it.
kids call it.
Yeah, so that's at Factory 808. The wrestling podcast. You can follow me on Twitter and on the gram at Champ Podcast, because that's what we are, man. We're champs of the world. That's what
As we should.
we do.
As we should, that's only fitting.
I say we, but it's just me.
I was gonna say who's we, but that's fine, but it's fine, it builds you up bigger, it makes it
Yeah,
easier.
exactly.
It works.
It seems like we're here.
Exactly, it makes you like your squad. So, you know, hashtag
I
squad.
am my squad.
Exactly, see? Qualify as always, thank you very much. Until
Hashtag
next time.
squad.
Exactly, a lot of hashtags for this one.
That's how we do it.
Brother,
Thanks,
till next
guys.
time, man.
Yes, yes.
As always,
All right,
thank you.
guys.
Qualify, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a break. It's only fitting that we remain at the bar because our next guest is the brand manager for Kohana Hawaiian Agricole Rum, and his name is Mr. Kyle Reutner. Where is he? I did not know what song they were going to do. I did not know. Hello, Ron. Interesting choice. Is this one of your favorites, Joe?
Never been a West Coast guy.
Really?
Nipsey has me as
Really?
a full-on convert.
Wow.
I am a Nip Hustle fan.
I am not surprised. What are you listening to? What kind of hip hop stuff you listen to?
Right now, I mean, obviously Nipsey does it for me. I'm old school though, like I'm just an old man, so you know if I'm listening
As we all are.
Old man, hip hop, I'm listening to East Coast stuff from that golden era, so you know.
There we go.
You know, there's Nas fills most of my rotation, and then we'll get a little Rakim, maybe Eric B. Fit in there a little bit, but yeah,
Right.
that's my life.
Keeping it real, son. Keeping it real.
I'm just old.
So, getting back to the real part. So, Kohana Rum, sir. Now, let's just go into this because I have a woman next to me who does it. Are you a rum drinker, Jaylee?
I'm
You
more
can say no.
in general,
Okay.
honestly. So
All right.
the most I've had experience with rum is Jack Sparrow was saying, "Why is it all gone?" So if you could.
Yeah, we're
What is
kind of
that?
Ain't no rum in this Coke. No, that's not the case. Yeah, so
we're more of like a no pirates, no parrots type of brand. We're not really about that. But first of all, it's a tough thing. Rum's a big, goofy category. You can sort of do whatever you want within the rum category. It's the Wild West of spirits. You can make it with molasses, with just granulated table sugar or fresh sugarcane juice. That's the thing that we do differently is we use the fresh juice. So it's a little bit more like, think what sort of less industrious spirits and more like of the land. So like the term agricole is literally agricultural.
Okay.
So the idea is it's grassy, it's more of the earth. And frankly, that makes it a little more funky and a little more difficult for some people, but it's a totally different style.
Okay.
That's the basic of it. I mean, really there's a few things that make us different, but that's the number one is we use sugarcane juice. So that's the style.
Pure cane rum.
Yep.
Basically, yeah. And it's locally made. It's made here.
Yep.
And where's the distillery?
So Central Oahu, Old Kunia. So we took over the Del Monte General Store and we grow all of our cane there.
Okay.
And that's sort of like the second thing that makes us really an interesting spirit is you'll hear about it with wineries. I heard you talking earlier. Like you drank wine last night or the other day or whatever. With wineries, you get a lot of people that do estate wine. They grow their own grapes. They crush those, ferment them, and then make their wine. And they're these really highly sought after handmade products. You don't hear about that very often in spirits. We actually do that with our. So we grow it all ourselves. So we like to say from grass to glass. We do every bit of it. And that gives us a lot of advantages because frankly, my obsessive nature can be okay knowing exactly what's happening at the farm as well as out selling. So
Yeah. And at the distillery too, there's a walking tour where you get to see how it's being made. And so this is like this Twinita, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a thing where you can just go and they'll show you how it's done, and then this gentleman will be probably one of the guys that's gonna walk. So talk about the tour.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. I mean, and granted, you got to get out to Kunia, so there is that. We're working with a a ride-sharing company. Shout out to the homies at Lyft. We're working on.
Yeah, they're better than Uber.
Yeah, well, I don't want to jump the shark, but we're working on a program called Lift Your Spirits, where you can sort of come,
Clever.
run out and get something all the way from Honolulu to Kunia.
That's awesome.
And you'll come in, and the very first thing is there'll be some lovely human crushing cane right at the front, giving you fresh sugar cane juice. So even if you don't have sort of that rooted old Hawaii feeling where you really know what sugar cane smells, tastes, and is, you get that immediately when you walk in. We're in this old farm building, and then you go out and you essentially get rooted in where we are, which is Old Kunia. You look over the whole island, then you wander to the cane garden. You talk about the heirloom varietals that we use, and then we talk production. And at the end, you get to drink a little rum. It's the best adult field trip out there.
Wow. What's the whole duration of this? How long is it?
It takes about 45 minutes, including consuming all of them. So yeah, super easy.
Wow. Jelly, would you go take part of this?
I definitely would. Yeah. So how did you get into this?
It's a simple yet complex answer. The reality of it is I've been in the hospitality industry in Hawaii for the last 15 years.
Okay.
I refer to myself as a recovering chemist, so my degree's in chemistry. I got out of that, fell in love with tending bar and taking care of people, and then transitioned that over the course of a lot of years into basically building my own job. Being able to just take the bits and pieces I knew from that side and then sort of roll with that.
Because you've been on island for
Only about 16 years.
16 years and on as bartender?
I've been bartending for, I guess, 14 of that.
Wow. So from there, that led to, were you at before you took on this position? Were you at being a lady?
Yeah.
Are you still there?
No.
Not
I
anymore.
mean,
Okay.
you know, it's a tough thing because it's like the pig. You know, I was the opening bar guy there. I got to, you know, worry all the same worries that the brothers did when they opened that up.
Yeah.
I got to do the hiring, all of those things. So in truth, I will never not be there.
Yeah.
They will always have all of the love that I can give. If they ask a question, I'm gonna do what I can. But that program is run by somebody way better than I was, and that's Matt Kua, who you were talking about a little bit earlier.
That's right, Matty Cool in Kauai.
Matty Kua!
Yeah, bartenders from Kauai. I don't know what the trend is. They're from Tequila or something. They're drinking a Hilo apparently.
Oh,
But
they're drinking.
they're doing something else in Hilo. But so with rum's been kind of gaining, I guess, popularity lately. You got the tiki bar situation. You got the tiki bars. You have the tiki bar in International Marketplace. I don't know if you've been to that one. What's your take on that as you see all of these tiki bar themed bars going on? Like,
You know,
is it going to help or hurt the rum industry?
You know, I think rum is slightly bulletproof as far as that goes. I mean, if you think about rum as a category, you probably think about Captain Morgan or Bacardi or the words dark or gold, and all of those are pretty negative things, frankly. I mean, I would shout out to my folks at Bacardi. They always hook me up with nice tickets to things, but yeah, that's it's not a category that like has, I think, a ton to live into. Man.
Right on cue there.
But within that, you've got this sort of modern rum renaissance where, you know, there's a lot of people doing things the same way we are, which is, you know, handcrafted and thoughtful. I don't tell anybody how to use it, so the tiki bars aren't hurting anybody. But in Hawaii, it's an interesting thing because tiki's all about escapism.
Yeah.
We don't need to escape. We are
Yes.
in paradise. So it's an interesting sort of thing that happens here in Alameda, California.
Yeah.
Makes a little bit more sense, right? In Denver,
Right.
Colorado,
Right.
you need that escapism, right? Like it's cold, you're gonna go into this like different place. We're in the place that those bars are built pretending to be. So it's an interesting way to look at, especially being here. And it's why tiki has had sort of a difficult thing. Some of the best drinks on the island are served at that particular bar.
Right.
But it's hard for people to understand exactly what they are.
Right. And what would be an angle then, as far as what would be the next level to evolve these tiki bars, especially in Hawaii? Like, what would you do if you're in a place?
You know, I don't have a great answer for that. I mean, the thing I'd say is, you know, escapism is partially about fun too.
Yeah.
So they got to figure out how to kick up that next fun notch, whatever it is. If it's like dope live music, if it's DJs, if it's you know, pool, whatever that the next thing is, you got to kick up that fun notch up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's not a knock on anybody because I think you know, everybody got their own stuff, but you got to bring it up to that next level if you're really going to do the whole escapism thing.
Well said. I mean, and you've seen a lot of changes throughout the years. You were part of also USBG.
Yeah, I'm still the president of the market.
Yes, the
United States Bartenders Guild. I'm the Hawaii chapter president. It's existed for I think 10 or 11 years.
Yeah.
We're one of the early chapters in the U.S. actually, and you know I was on that original board. So yeah, it's one of those things where if you're gonna do something, you can't always just take. You have to give back. So a big part of that original USBG group was let's figure out how to help other people sort of pick up their game a notch, maybe some education, and also when you band together, you get more done. We carry a lot more leverage when there's 100 bartenders in a room, as opposed to each of us standing behind our own bar with maybe our staff.
So overall, the bar industry in the state, where do you see it going? How do you see as the health of the bar industry right now?
I mean, it's incredible. It's almost too good, to the point where there's so many restaurants and bars that you've got a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and you can't even keep track of all of it. All I do all day long is, work at a farm and then come to town and try to talk to different bartenders, and I can't keep up with anybody, much less everybody.
And I always see you for some reason. It's a strange situation. Like me and we always see each other randomly.
You go to good places, that's why.
We time it right. So, ironically, we were at Merriman's. Yeah, we were paying attention.
I'm going offline on that one.
You don't need to agree. It's fine. With all of this, I mean, like, where would you see that? Do you see something that's a trend that's maybe in the mainland that hasn't hit here yet?
Yeah, so I think we just got sort of the kick in the butt of kind of the speakeasy, sort of private bar, obviously Hi Brau, Harry's, the spot over in Kailua. Bar Leather Apron plays on that angle without owning sort of the speakeasy thing. Jen Acro has one in Waikiki as well. I think that's where things are right now. The thing that's going to be interesting is when our Hawaii bartenders realize that they're as good as everybody else, and they need to start owning that instead of copying some other things. So we always look to other cities and sort of follow suit instead of owning it ourselves. And the one thing I'm fortunate enough to travel a bunch, we have as good, frankly probably better, hospitality folks and bartenders here than almost anywhere else I've been. And that's not a knock on the other cities, it's just time for some of our local folks to sort of take ownership of how good they actually are and live up to that, instead of always grabbing the crutch, checking the books that are getting put out by this person, that person, instead of owning that side of things. And that's actually, the thing that's going to happen next is a couple guys are going to realize that and they're going to run away. Like they're just going to be so far ahead of everybody else, and then there's going to be a catch up for them. I don't know who they're going to be. I keep my eyes out all the time, but it's going to happen.
Jimmy, what do you think about this bar information? I know you go out to, you manifest, you're hanging out with all the bitches, whatever you call them, and then you're out there drinking, and you're drinking quick drinks, and you're drinking rum and coke, Long Island.
And that's what I was just thinking,
and
as we're talking, like, where does rum fit in? Kind of like, I don't mean to make you sound a certain way, but for like my demographic, I'm 22, I personally haven't been drinking for a very long time, so like, what is the appeal?
Well, I think it's like anything else. You're going to go through phases, and different people are going to gravitate towards different spirits, right? Like everybody, when I started drinking, I was still, in the group where like all the women that I went out with were drinking Cosmopolitans or later on lemon drops, right? And then after that it was mojitos, and then now and then Moscow Mules, and now it's old fashions. The club drinks have remained the same that whole time. AMFs have been AMFs since right? When I was, a club bar back, it was what it was, and Adios motherfucker is what it is. Rum and coke is still served because there's a place for those 2-ingredient drinks. It's like bang bang, this is what I need. But then you look at the whiskey guys, and they infiltrated that market really well, because guys are going to go, well, no, I want to make yourself coke. Even though it's just a whiskey and coke, they've got that name association. So that's the next step is, having that rum association of, like maybe I'm not going to make you make me a mojito, but what I would really like is I would just like an agricole rum and ginger beer. And it's a 2-ingredient drink. It's super interesting. you're also sort of elevating yourself in a different capacity, right? Because everybody's trying to stand out at the club. You don't want to always be drinking the same thing. So.
Right, you don't want to be basic. That's what they call
Cover
it.
that.
You don't want to be that basic girl. I said bitch earlier.
So, if you're buying the Kohana, this is available all retail.
Yeah,
You got the Tamuras, the Fujiokas,
Yeah.
all the culprits. So if a person was to buy this, what would they drink this straight, or what would be the thing that would complement it the best in your opinion?
So there's a number of different directions you can go. If you buy our aged spirits, you can treat it just like you treat other aged spirits. If you like old fashions, if you drink it over the rocks, like do that. If you're buying white rum, I will drink it just like I would a mezcal or whatever. I'll drink it neat and room temperature. But I'm not assuming everybody's going to go that way. So it's delicious with fresh lime and a little bit of sugar. Game over. Daiquiris are dope.
Yeah.
It's delicious as a rum and coke. It's really great with ginger beer. So in Barbados, they call them dark and stormies. We call them bright and sunnies because it's not fucking dark and stormy here. It's the deal.
Noted.
And that's, yeah, so you can, there will be a day that you'll go to Manifest and be able to be like, oh, I want a bright and sunny. That will happen.
Good luck for that.
Yeah.
Factoid, Justin Park used to work at Manifest.
Indeed.
It's a weird little thing. Yes. Well, Jalen, what do you, any other questions you got regarding rum, regarding this man? There's a lot of knowledge here, there's a lot of years and years of the bar industry here. Exactly.
So back when there was no running water and
and we liked it. That's fine. Well, I tell you what, we got to do the tour. How can someone sign up for the tour?
So the easiest way is just to go to kohanarum.com. So KOHANARUM.com and check it out. I will say, I'm assuming everybody that listens, or majority of people listening are Kama'aina. So give us either a call at the distillery or just drop by. I mean, we're open 7 days a week. Tastings from 10 to 5, tours from 10 to 2:30. So just drop by. Make sure you let them know you're Kama'aina. We like to take care of our people. So we do take care of family that way. Make sure that's known. And then, yeah, but we're out there all the time. I mean, right now we're working on food. We got all kinds of stuff. So.
Wow. Excellent. So I tell you what, man, thank you very much for joining us as always. Always gonna be fun stuff, man. Now, Reutner, ladies and What have we learned, Jalen, this evening as we close this out? What's your take on the rum? What's your take on Kwalified, the whole show? Any final thoughts you want to say before we close this out?
I'm actually going to try to venture into the rum.
Venture into the rum? What does that mean? What are you going to do?
It means exactly what you think it means.
You're going to go home and Snapchat you drinking rum?
Yes.
And like wearing some kind of hip-hop attire. I haven't seen that before. So once again, shout out our sponsors, Earl Kaimaki, the very controversial Earl Kaimaki.
Wow. We don't have to get that conversation last week.
He set the tone for this, didn't he? Square Barrels, shout out to the Honolulu Club, shout out to 7-4 Honolulu. You used to work there, yes? Shout out. Shout out Grace Dace is here. Let's just shout out the crowd. Let's shout out, we have Joe Arakawa is here. Yeah! He's a bartender from Hi Honolulu. Go there. Be sure when you go there, don't drive there because their parking is crap. Total crap and trash. Uber, but don't take an Uber, take a Lyft. Because Lyft is better than Uber, if you follow. All the women like Lyft. Shout out to Sky Cameron for all the music. Give it for Sky Cameron. Shout out Kwalified. Is Kwalified still there? Kwalified said, forget it. He said, I'm out of here. He said, shout out Kyle Reutner. Shout out Kyle Reutner, Kohana Rum.
Yes.
Shout out. That's right. Shout out Grand Kapono Kanoho, who's still at Best Buy right now. Still at Best Buy. He's on a longboard right now. They're going by. They're just attacking homeless people as we speak.
Golf cart longboard.
We got to get out of it. So once again, I don't know if we made this announcement. No show next week, but we'll be back December 4. Joe Bentavera. Yes, Joe Bentavera from Hawaii Now will be on the show December 4th. We're going to have Chris Kajioka, Jimmy Taco, all kind of people coming up for December. The Christmas special will be coming up.
That would be
so
in spirit.
You will not be here, so I got to find another girl. So it's whatever.
That's what she said.
Exactly. So to sum it up. That's what she said. And we will, till next time, check out Podomatic iTunes, YouTube channel, YouTube video, Stitcher, Spotify. That's it. That's it.
Spotify.
We're on Spotify. That's it. Sleep Times. Let's get out of here. That's right.